Hey guys, Shaun from Sports here. What we're going to be doing today is taking a look at some of the leader bikes we got today, going over some of the highlights and the features, and some of my own personal reviews and riding it. First bike we got today is the 2012 Yamaha R1. Big news for 2012, obviously everyone knows about it. It's got traction control. The great thing about this traction control is it's got 7 levels of adjustability. I've personally used it. It's by far the best traction control. It's minimally intrusive. If you've ever ridden a BMW S1000RR and you get that front wheel up, I mean, it hits so hard it destabilizes the chassis, bounces that front end off the ground. This is just buttery smooth. Another more aesthetic thing you have about the 2012, we've got these new little running lights down here. Kind of gives it almost an R8-like appearance. As always, we got the Dunlop Qualifier 2 stock rubber on there. Overall, it remains unchanged, which isn't such a bad thing because it comes with that cross-plane R1, that cross-plane crankshaft. If you've ever heard it with a good set of pipes, it is the most beautiful sound in motorsports. It's smooth, it's beautiful, it's loud, and everyone who has one will just sit there and rev the engine all day. The best thing about this engine, however, is the fact that the power delivery is so buttery smooth. I mean, you can get on this gas early, it doesn't even really need traction control. That's kind of the funny thing. Instead of traction control, what they should have done, honestly, is probably put more of that engineering might into maybe making it a little bit more light, maybe giving it a little more top-end power. To come around to the back of the bike, they have a revised exhaust to make it a little more mechanical looking. New triple tree is straight off the actually not Rossi, as of next year Rossi, but right off Jorge Lorenzo's YZM R1. And that's pretty much it for this bike. Take a look at it, enjoy it. Hey guys, next up we got the 2012 ZX10R, one of my all-time favorites. I've ridden all the bikes we're going to show today at Big Willow, and this is probably my favorite bike to ride there. The big thing about the ZX10 is it produces a lot of power. The problem is it's very, very, very smooth, so you don't even realize you're going so fast and then you're already at the next turn. Kind of throws you in kind of a hairy situation. Depends on your riding experience. I mean, you got to be hard on the brakes on this thing. One of my favorite features of this bike is it's just unbelievably light. When you throw it in between your legs, you can literally just sit here and rock it back and forth all day. Another great thing about it, it's got a nice wide tank, so you can really tuck your knees right inside there. Very aerodynamically efficient. It also helps big time when you're on the brakes and you want to keep your weight off the front end. This model is the ABS model, so you have the analog braking system, which for most riders is phenomenal. In 2011, the ZX10R they introduced their KTRC, which is their sport traction control system, which is phenomenal. Not quite as good as the R1s, but still minimally intrusive. It's not as intrusive as, say, the BMW or even the Ducati. Ducati, if you've ever ridden one, the traction control system on that bike is going to hold you back a lot. This one's much more intuitive. Obviously, all bikes nowadays come with a steering damper. This one, despite the fact that they haven't gone with the Brembo monoblock calipers, these brakes are actually better than the ones on, say, you'd find on a Suzuki GSX-R 1000. The problem with the Gixxers is they have Brembo brakes, but they have a crappy master cylinder. These brakes will actually do a little bit better than the Suzuki's. Overall riding experience of this bike is phenomenal. This is probably one of the best track bikes you're ever going to buy, especially if you're a novice rider just trying to get into it. Despite the fact that's 1000, when you have that added comfort of traction control, you can really get on the throttle early. For the most part, the bike remains unchanged from 2011, which isn't a bad thing. It's a beautiful motorcycle. If you look at the front end, it looks almost evil. It's just, I mean, how would you like to see that coming through the rear view mirror? Overall, the only thing I do to this bike would maybe give it a little bit more lower mid-range power. That's the only place this thing is lacking. You can even change that if you just throw a new rear sprocket on it. Go 1 or 2 teeth bigger, perfect bike. That's all I got for that. Shaun from Thousand Oaks Powersports here. Right now we're going to go over one of my all-time favorite motorcycles, the KTM RC8 2012. This bike, straight out the box, race ready. This is the bike that you're going to get if you want to go to the racetrack and feel like Valentino Rossi. There's a lot of really good features on this bike. I'm going to try to keep it short and go over all of them. The first thing I want to point out is these tires right here. They might look similar to the Q2s, but basically they're not whatsoever. These are the Euro spec Q2s. They are called the Dunlop Sport Smart. They're basically a rubber compound we can't use here due to the EPA. Also, these are N-Tech tires. If you come over here to the rear, this is one thing you cannot find on our Q2s, the N-Tech. What this allows, it is a very, very strong belt construction. You can drop these rear tires down to 21 PSI. These tires are going to give you the level of grip as you can get from a 211 GPA here in the States. These are phenomenal tires. I've had them out on the track. They are almost impossible to break loose. They wear evenly. They last forever. I've tried to order these, can't get them here. The only way you can get these tires is if you order this bike or if you buy them from Britain yourself and ship them here, and that's about 600 bucks. Some of the other things about the KTM, a lot of people give it, don't give it credit because they haven't included a slipper clutch with this year. What they have done, however, is they've gone to the ECU and revised it to actually eliminate the engine braking, so you don't really need a slipper clutch. On the racetrack, I can tell you right now, you don't notice it all that much. As long as you're blipping the throttle on your downshifts, this bike is phenomenal. The engine is by far one of my favorite engines ever made. Between 5,000 and 8,000 RPM, there is no motorcycle on the planet in stock form that produces more power than this. Ducati Panigale has nothing on this. The only thing about this engine is you have to ride it. You can't ride it like an inline 4 because it has no power up top. It signs off at about 9,000 RPM, so you got to shift more, but if you keep it in that power band, you will be amazed. Another great thing about this bike is it's extremely narrow. I mean, a 6-year-old could sit on this and be comfortable. Your knees tuck right into the bodywork. They fit comfortably. They give you good leverage, especially on high braking. Let's say you're braking to turn 1 at Willow Springs. You're coming off that long straight, turns 8, turn 9. On this bike, you're probably doing about 160, 170 miles per hour. You need to brake down to about 70. This thing will help you, will be rock stable at any lean angle, do hard braking. It flicks better than any other bike out there. It's also, hands down, in my opinion, the most beautiful motorcycle on the market today. It's aggressive styling. The chassis is the best on the market. The engine is phenomenal. It sounds amazing. And overall, I mean, if I could afford another motorcycle, I'd be buying this right now. Also, another good thing I want to note, completely forgot to tell you, It has proper Brembo monoblock calipers. It also has a Brembo master cylinder. So whereas the 2012 Suzuki Gixxer 1000 has a Nissan master cylinder, meaning it can't actually utilize the Brembo, these brakes will bite hard and they will not fade whatsoever. It is just poetry in motion. If they can find a way to give it some more top-end power, that's going to be the #1 bike in the world, hands down. Now I'm just going to sit here and admire it.